Hey brother! Dan, I loved your video about imaginary friends last week, and let me just say for the record that I am totally real and not imaginary. Which is more than I could say for narwhals, right? Maybe. In any case, since then I have had Bing Bong on the brain, or as I like to call it, Bong Brain. Wait. I have been reading up and have discovered an unsettling truth that our beloved Bing Bong was almost bad? Well, I've said it before and I will probably say it again. When we were first introduced to Bing Bong on screen, I really wasn't sure what to make of him. Was he good or bad? Was he trustworthy? I mean, he's stealing memories, but Joy seems to trust him and he seems like a likable enough character. On the other hand, he could totally just have a chip on his shoulder about not being played with anymore and basically being forgotten. He appears sad, but maybe he's just bluffing to further his own ends. His motives are just unclear. He acts like he's helping, but he just keeps getting them into more trouble. I mean, is he just stupid or is he trying to achieve something bigger? In retrospect, he's such an obviously good character that being unclear about where he stands for most of the movie may seem like bad writing, but it actually makes his sacrifice at the end kind of a twist, where in a moment of crisis his true intentions are revealed, and ironically, him being forgotten becomes possibly the most memorable scene in the whole movie. It's pretty powerful stuff, but it was actually not Bing Bong's original character arc or plot in the movie. Indeed, in earlier development, Bing Bong was much darker and almost intentionally antagonistic. I will leave a link in the description down below where you can go watch this scene, but rather than being this sort of like lovable buffoon, he is really bitter about Riley growing up and adopts this like radical non-conformist stance. It's actually still really funny. There's like construction crews who are expanding Riley's mind. And Bing Bong is trying to stage a revolution. He's throwing bricks and basically trying to stop her from growing up from the inside out. Oh, I think they originally designed Bing Bong this way because in the early versions of the film, Joy herself was a bit of an antagonist, sort of her own worst enemy, and Bing Bong was a more extreme version of her, sort of a preview of what she could become if she didn't make some changes. And honestly, I didn't really even hate this version, at least not like the way you hate the Black Friday reel, which if you don't know what that is, click the card because it is really crazy. And you may have also noticed that Inside Out doesn't really have a villain at all. I mean, all the more reason for Bing Bong to be bad, right? I mean, what kind of kid's movie doesn't have a bad guy? And yes, I'm using the term kid very loosely here. I mean, 28 still counts as kid, right? Right? But so what happened? I mean, there isn't even really any antagonists in the film. I mean, maybe Jangles or just the act of moving? Well, I'll tell you what happened. Frozen happened. Not what you were expecting? One of the hallmarks of Frozen is its departure from Disney's age-old formula. Sure, there's still singing and animal sidekicks and all that stuff, but there's two princesses instead of one, and the true love is sisterly love, not romantic love, and the love song is actually the villain song because the romantic interest turns out to really be the bad guy. And if somehow you had never seen a Disney movie before this, none of these little things might stand out to you. But all of these little adjustments are what makes Frozen so good. It's what made it stand out so much. Well, that and a really catchy song. Let it go! Let it... That is enough of that. Those little things stand out because they play with your expectations about what's going to happen in the movie. Although, ironically, all of those expectations were set by Disney themselves. But nonetheless, Frozen seems to have set a new precedent in the animation industry, particularly with their villains, masking them as either good guys or eccentrics early on in the film, only to reveal them as the villain later on, at the climax. King Candy is revealed to be Turbo in Wreck-It Ralph. Professor Callahan is revealed to be the man behind the kabuki mask in Big Hero 6. And Assistant Mayor Bellwether is the true mastermind in Zootopia. So if you ask me, Bing Bong was Pixar's answer to this trend, whether intentional or not. Rather than give you a good guy whose true intentions are revealed later, they give you someone whose trustworthiness is ambiguous from the start. And if you ask me, the results speak for themselves. That's not to say Pixar hasn't been toying with their antagonists for quite a while now. Characters like Sid Phillips or Chick Hicks or Darla are all considered the villain of their movie, but honestly aren't at the central conflict of their movie, which is typically taking place between two of the good guys. Buzz vs. Woody, Lightning vs. Radiator Springs, and Nemo vs. Marlin. Pixar brilliantly positions their antagonists as a common enemy for the hero so that we, the audience, don't end up taking sides and disliking any of the protagonists. In any case, rest assured, the next time you see a new animated Disney movie, be on the lookout early for that hidden villain. And my question for you and everyone else is, who is your favorite Pixar villain of all time? Let me know down in the towel section below, and make sure you go follow me on Twitter right here, where for the next couple of weeks I'm going to be holding a new tournament to find out who your favorite Pixar villain is. Today's matchup is Sid from Toy Story versus the pterodactyls from The Good Dinosaur. Ben, that's it for me. I'll see you in another life, brother.
These socks are amazing!
Guys, thanks for watching. Please like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future Pixar content. If you want to learn more about imaginary friends and Bing Bong, Ben made a great video last week right here, or if you want to find out why Riley has male and female emotions, you can click my video right here.